All right, well, welcome you guys to a taste of Online Foundation with me, Christel Crawford, for those of you guys that don't know me. I am going to see if I can pin my, hold on, I'm going to see if I can pin my video so for the recording, because it's going to show my phone talking face for the recording, and I don't like that. Pin video. Okay, we'll see if this works for the recording. Cool. So, hi, how's everybody? Welcome to the weirdest time on planet Earth so far. I think we should do a foundation class. Does anybody else agree? I created this just to answer some of your questions that have come up about, you know, different obvious things maybe in regards to the foundation class, and also just to kind of give you a taste if you guys are new to me or don't really know what it's like to be in a class with me. This will be the first time that I've done an online class all day. I know some people are doing it like morning, like 8 mornings, so 3 hours at a time, which if we all get into class on the first morning and we're like, hey, why don't we just do this for 7 more days, we'll change it. But so far, this is going to be an all-day sort of thing. Oh, people are like, don't do that. Never mind, we can't do that. We're not going to do that. This is going to be all day on Zoom. So that's going to be a new thing for both of us. And one of the things about Online Foundation is that you do have to be there. You actually have to be there and you have to be on camera. So a lot of times with Zoom classes, people sign up for the recordings or they, you know, sort of check out with like putting their camera off and cleaning their house. That is not what's going to happen during Foundation. So if that was a question you had, lay that to rest. You are going to be with me in class for the whole day, which is actually quite a bit of fun. One of the other questions that came up is how are we handling body work? So in Foundation, there is 4 different body processes, and we recommend that you get your bars run every day. The short answer to that is that we are going to take you through running the energies on yourself. And actually, all of the energies in Foundation that are in that manual, I run on myself on a daily basis almost. We're going to be doing MTVSS, cellular memory, BMM, biomimetic mimicry. There's one more. Oh, DMMD, which you can use on the wine that you're going to drink while you're in class with me. And I'll show you how we run it on ourselves. The other thing is you may have other people in the house with you. So if you do, you can just ask them to put their hands on you and just say, hey, will you put your hands here and say these words for like 30 minutes? And that's another choice that you have. If the quarantine isn't as, you know, those would be the 2 things that I'd recommend. If you want to go outside of that and create a different possibility, you're more than welcome. I'm not going to say that I recommended it. So we do recommend that you get your bars run every day, and you can run your own bars. It's not as good, and it still works. And this is another something that I do for myself like almost every night, and I'll show you how to do that too. So that during class, on our lunch breaks and stuff like that, you can go lay in the grass somewhere, have a glass of wine, and run your own bars and enjoy the earth. So that's how we're going to handle body work. It's super easy. It's super simple. And yeah, and those are like the 2 questions that I could remember. Does anybody else have questions live, or does anybody else remember what the other questions were? My hosts, did I cover all the questions that we sort of created this for in like the first 2 minutes? What questions do you guys have? You signed up for this and you came on live. Like what kind of questions do you have about the class itself or just in general? And what do you guys want to ask me? If you could get anything out of this conversation with me before Foundation, what would it be? What would you ask? And by the way, this is a lot like a Foundation class. I'm going to sit in front of you and go, if you could get anything out of this class, what would it be?
Can you hear me?
Kind of, Jen. You're very robot. No, I think you might have to call in and not use your video because your connection doesn't support audio and video. Or you could type it in, Jen, if that works. Okay, cool. So foundation covers every single area of life. And I mean, a lot of you guys have taken more than one. How many of you guys have taken a foundation that are looking at me right now? Yes, some of you are CFs, new CFs. Tracy has taken, Catherine facilitates it, Marion's taken, Jen, have you taken foundation? Yeah, okay, cool. How many of you guys are new, have never taken one? Okay, cool. All right, so what's going to happen when you sign up for the class? Oh, Amanda raised her hand too. Amanda's in Mexico, she has no signal either. What's going to happen when you sign up for the class is you're going to get a PDF of the manual. And it's a pretty hefty manual. There's a lot of stuff in there. And it covers every single facet of life, even stuff that you wouldn't even think to ask about. We go through stuff about entities. We go through stuff about distractor implants. What the F are distractor implants? Distractor implants are anything and everything that actually keeps you from being you. It puts your attention on, it distracts you. It puts your attention on something that can't handle, and there's 24 of those suckers. We talk about projections and expectations, and we go into family stuff, and we go into body stuff. But the cool thing about foundation is that we do have a manual that we're going to get through, not in any linear order, by the way. Class with me is not linear, it's not ordered. But we do end up getting to everything with all of your questions, but your questions create the class. So I remember when I came into my first foundation, I had two things that I wanted. I wanted to have better relationships, and I wanted to find out a way to be happy. Those are my two asks. I just want to be happy, and I wanted to have better relationships. So I got really, really excited in the manual when we went over the elements of sex, which is in there, and the elements of intimacy, also in there. And I will say that the elements of intimacy were not what I thought they were. I was like, you have to what? With who? Yes, seriously, this is what it takes to have better relationships? It turns out the intimacy was with yourself and not with another person. But we talk about everything. And what I encourage everybody to do that comes to foundation class is really look at what you want to get out of it. What if you could make this class your bitch, and you're not leaving until you get what you want out of this class, what are you going to ask? And that's what we'll use to create where we're going to go as a group and with you individually. Amanda, did you have a question, or were you just raising your hand because this was your first one? I can still see your raised hand, so thought I'd ask. Hey, you gorgeous thing. Do you have a question? You're so beautiful. You just get prettier. Like every call you do with me, you get prettier. I'm gonna unmute you and see what happens. Hey.
Hey, can you hear me? I don't know if my internet and my Wi-Fi is still working.
It's working. I can hear you.
Hi. I have been working for you for a couple months, and one of the things that I want to really, really work on foundation is the judgment that I still carry about putting myself out there.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'm like, I want to do foundation before foundation right now. That's what's happening, I think. I'm like, okay, we're in class. All right. All right, well, we can talk about that. The thing about all of us is that wherever it is that you are stuck or you feel like you can't, there is one or a billion judgments that's holding that in place. And one of the things I love about being in class together for 4 days is that even the stuff that seems like it doesn't even directly speak to your thing will dislodge your thing. One of the first things that we start out with in the very beginning of the class is we start out with, hey, what are we going to do over this next 4 days? Shatter your reality. And I love reading that part of the manual because I'm a little bit sadistic. But that's actually true, because the way our lives are showing up right now are created from a foundation that we created, not knowing any better, doing the best we could. And so that foundation is, in some places, is really, really solid and great and flexible and malleable, and we function really well in those areas. And then there's these other areas, like what you were saying, Amanda, of like judging myself or what, showing up. How did you say it?
Yeah, more like showing up and, you know, the judgment and yes, that that
So
the
that would be
family
an
thing,
area
all
where,
that.
yeah. Well, that would be an area where there's a lot of unconsciousness. And the whole class is about giving us access to more consciousness. When you add more consciousness to an area of your life, there is no problem anymore. The more consciousness you're functioning from, the more your problems go away, because their problem is actually an invention. Even the stuff we say of like, you know, me showing up. Okay, so one of the first things we could play with that is out of the big universe of tools is, what invention are you using to create difficulty with showing up are you choosing? And everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy and create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, all land, shorts, poisons. And one of the things you'll notice about classes with me is I just go straight for the thing, because I'm like, why waste time? Let's just go straight for the place where we're functioning from so that we can change it faster, right? And so sometimes I can feel like a knife in the gut initially. But what happens is you go straight for the thing. If you go straight for what is like really going on energetically, the rest of the stuff on the surface will go away. So this thing of like feeling afraid of showing up or judging yourself when you show up or whatever, these are all the symptoms. These are all the leaf stuff. What's happening is some judgment down here that we're functioning from, that if we can go straight for that, the leaves will show up different. So let's play with that again just for fun. So what invention are you using to maintain and entrain to the limitations of this reality are you choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy it and create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, on the insurance poisons. Now I know all of you guys know the clearing statement, but for those of you guys that are stumbling on this video and just heard that for the first time, that's the clearing statement. And it is a powerful, powerful tool that you can find out more about at theclearingstatement.com. Just in case you find this in some recess of YouTube somewhere and you're like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Cool. Amanda, what else do you want to get out of Foundation?
Also, a lot of questions just came out right now. I know you mentioned body process, and I have mentioned this in the past before. My body is just like have this intensity to create certain acne on my face. So that's one of the things that I really, really want to get out of Foundation, like really have this connection with my body and perceive more and listen to my body more.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. The body work of access consciousness is one of the things that for me, I like poo-pooed for about 3 years almost. I mean, I just literally was like not interested in it. When I took my first Foundation class and we had to do body work, I was like, really? Can't we just keep talking? And so, and it's one of the things that has changed my life the most. Because what happens is it melts judgment out of existence, and it actually gives your body access to the creative ability that the earth is. And so the more body work you do, the more communion with the earth that you are, the more your immune system changes. When I first started, I also got acne down here. I used to break out like all down here, and everybody would tell me it's hormones, it's makeup, it's so I tried all those things, bought all those things. And then the more body work I did and the more clearing I did, the more it went away. And I realized over time that it was judgment. So my face was breaking out from all the judgment that I did of myself. And so it totally changed. So yeah, so ask about it. And what I will tell you is that the more that you immerse yourself in these tools, and what Foundation is, it's like a 4-day immersion into like total change. And so you come out and you're just different. It's like you can't even function in the same way. You got to find out how you function now. But then you also have these tools that like ongoing can continue to change things. And the more that I ran the clearings and I ran the recordings of the classes, all this stuff cleared up. So we'll start to ask more questions about that. And the 4 key questions that you can ask anything are, what is this? Can I change it? And if so, how can I change it? And those are the 4 questions that we're just going to keep being over and over and over with all the different things and go, okay, well, what tool can we use to shift this energy? So I'm excited you're coming. I keep forgetting you're coming. You need to register.
Oh yeah, I need to register, but I'm excited about this. It's been crazy these past days.
I know.
I need
Yeah,
foundation
cool.
on my life. I just
Sadly, I know. No, I keep bugging you. That's good.
thank you.
Cool. Yeah, you're so welcome. Anybody else have any questions? No, everybody's just going to sign up. Nobody has any money questions? Everyone's good, wealthy, money's flowing in, total ease. Business is booming. Oh, no, I'm going to make you work. You got to ask something. Somebody ask me something.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
You can? Okay. I need to be interesting point of view so much more than I am.
Yeah.
That's what I need to
Well,
get
how
from
does it
it.
get any better than that? Yeah. So what's your question?
That's it. That's what I want to get from it. I want to come out of it.
Oh, that's what you want.
Remembering.
Are you registered? Have I seen your name yet? Are you registered already, Marion?
No, I'm not. No. I'm always a very last minute kind of person.
Get on there. Yeah, cool. Cool. Well, you're in the right place. God. I mean, yeah. Awesome. I wish I had more to say about that. I'm like, yes, go, let's do it.
Don't worry.
So do you judge yourself a lot?
No, I have as Tracy and Jen are all too familiar with, I have this ongoing what's the word? My ex is a complete asshole, and it's just
that's good word.
It's just going on and on and on and on. And every time I think I've got to a point where there's no charge on anything, he'll find something to create a charge for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes. You know what I find with all the people in our lives and the business in our lives and the money that we think we need is that they are the greatest facilitators of consciousness or unconsciousness. And every single thing that goes on gives you the possibility of what you're going to choose in that moment. So that's exactly what you said. You're like, I need to be more interesting point of view. And, you know, one of the first things that I look at in any facilitation is when anyone's coming in with, everyone comes in with like what they want to get out of it. But a lot of us come in too with like, I have to do this or I need to do this, right? Like I have to be more interesting point of view. One of the biggest things that's given me freedom is with any of my have-tos or needs, to go, okay, if I didn't have to change this, if I was never going to change this, I was going to enjoy the shit out of this asshole, what would that be like? And that starts to change it immediately. And that's one of the things we go into a lot, you know, in all the different facets of foundation stuff is like, what's allowance and how do you achieve it? And what I find more than anything is that we don't have any allowance for us and what we choose, you know? So what would it be like to just start, well, pre-class seed, to really have allowance for you if you never changed? If you never changed and you never had any allowance for your ex, would you be willing to have allowance for you? And everything that is times a godzillion, where you destroy and then create it all. Right, give up, fuck, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And that right there is where consciousness becomes a choosable reality, where it's like, wow, I'm really not willing to have allowance with me. Wow, I really want to judge me for judging him for this. Wow, I really want to make all of this real. Right there, consciousness. That's awareness. That's like where, right there is where you start to have another choice.
Yeah.
So, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be as judgmental as you truly be for all eternity? And I'm going to tell you why I said that, but first I'm going to wedge you with it. And everything that is times a godzillion, where you destroy it and create it all.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all the insurance business. So that's one of those keys where when you're doing something but resisting doing it and you're judging yourself for doing it, the antidote, the change is when you become willing to be it. You become willing to be the thing that you're resisting while you're doing it. And so that clearing starts to create some change. But we'll get all into that. I'm excited. Right. One of the distractor implants is relationship. So relationships actually put your attention on something you can't handle. Mm. So does love. So does jealousy. So does peace. So does sex. So that whole area of relationship is like this landmine of distractor implant. So we'll dive into that a little bit more.
Brilliant, thank you.
I'm so glad you're coming, Marion. Yay. Hey, the registration link is in the chat too for those of you guys that don't want to be last minute and you want to register right now. You can.
I love being last minute.
Okay, fine. I was going to say I was going to use the manual thing, but I can't because I'm sending you a PDF, so it doesn't matter. You can be as last minute as you want to be. Cool.
Sorry, my daughter, I don't know if you saw my daughter appear then.
I didn't.
No, and then she suddenly realised that everyone could see her.
Hi.
She's gone again.
I still didn't really see her, but I do like that.
Don't worry.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Anyone else? So to answer the basic questions, we're gonna be online for about 6 live hours. So class usually goes for about 3 hours, and then we have a couple-hour break. So you can take a nap, you run your own bars, have some wine, eat something, don't eat something, and then we'll come back and we'll do about 3 more hours, and then that'll be day 1. And then we'll repeat that for 4 days. And during the bodywork space, it gets intermixed with bodywork, which we're going to be doing self-bodywork, so you can grab your own boobs on camera if you want. We will be on camera, so you want to make sure for those 4 days that you're comfy. Like, grab your comfy chair, set up a little foundation station, and make sure you've got like the table and the laptop and the something over here, vibrator down, I don't know, something fun. Make sure you got your slippers and some really yummy food. So the 4 major food groups for all humanoids are sugar, salt, water, and energy. Sugar and salt. So just do a little shop before. Go grab like your favorite snacks and just have those around so that as your body needs, different things. Foundation discharges a lot of electromagnetic energy of thought and feelings and emotions. We are like chopping through unconsciousness like crazy. So, I find for foundation days 1 and 2 are pretty frying. And by days 3 and 4, you're so happy you just forgot that you ever had a problem. So it's a very, very cool journey. Oh, Ricky is connecting to audio. Okay, cool. You don't have to go on and on. Like, if you guys are sorted, and I mean, does anybody have any just regular questions? Like, what color is the sky? Oh, I'll make up something. No questions about money? Are you sure? Everybody's okay?
I do. I do. I always do. I do. With this, I'm asking my question, what, I'm demanding to go to foundation and creating the money.
Yeah.
What else I can use?
Just the thing that I do when I really want to go to something is like, how many different ways can I pull this money in? That's the thing I ask myself. It's like, how many different ways can I pull this money in? So I start looking for all my low-hanging fruit possibilities. So like, private sessions, session packages, because I know a lot of you guys, this is just me. So you'll have to extrapolate this out to your thing. Things I can get paid for first and then deliver on after foundation. So like project fees for building websites or, putting together a branding package or something. So I just look at what are the things that I can get paid for in big chunks, like right away. And so you could look at that for yourself. Like, you might have something already in existence, but you may have to put together something. But look for the people that are close. Like, what are the possibilities that are closest to you that you could institute, like, without a lot of effort, even just with a private message, that could result in something. And then the second piece of that is I invite myself to getting 5 no's every day. So if I'm private messaging people about package deals or something, I'm like, what would it take to get 5 no's? So I message enough people that I rack up the no's to my offer, instead of going, oh my God, they didn't say anything, and I stop after messaging one person. I reverse the challenge for myself. So I pretty much make it impossible that money can't come into me.
I love that. Hold on. Yes, I love
Cool.
that. Okay, yeah, because I'm taking your revenue class, and I'm creating the offers and everything, but the message, I love how you give us the message, the offer, but the getting no's, that really get me excited. Like, how many no's can I get in a day?
How many no's can I get in a day? Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just like, well, I wonder how many no's I could get. So I messaged a few people recently about a session package that I'm doing for $1,500, and I knew most people were going to say no, and it was okay. It didn't matter because it wasn't personal. It was just like, I'm just going to message the people that ping. You don't know what that's creating for the future. You don't know what that's creating in their world. You don't know what it's creating. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to keep pinging it until somebody says yes. And I did get a yes. And so that was really easy money, which was great. So what would it take for you guys to get to, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your bodies be to be and do what's required to receive the easy money with total ease, and everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pipe off, only in shorts, poison, beyond. There's easy money for all of us everywhere. We just have to look for where it is. It's like, where's the easy money? Where's the easy money? And so look for that, and then put together something and be willing to get a bunch of no's. And money will just like start coming in. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome. Awesome. I think that's it. You guys all coming? So Marian's coming, Amanda's coming, Amesh, are you coming? Are you going to come play with us? Oh, change that no to a yes, my friend. No, it's cool. You guys know.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, cool. I'm just giving you a hard time, and I'm so grateful that you just came and that you're in my world, and you'll know when it's time for you. That's the thing that's super important, is you'll always know when it's time, and you'll always know which facilitator to choose. It'll just be light and it'll be time. And so, never let anybody pressure you to do anything, And I chose my foundation the night before at 10 p.m. So how does it get any? So did Bianca. One of the last
morning, 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God,
Yes.
That's hilarious. Okay, you win. Yeah, what was I going to say? There was something. Did you guys have something for Bianca?
No, just
Don't come. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a
The one thing.
Yeah, it was a 4-day class, and it changed my whole life. I jumped
too.
right
Yeah,
in. I knew I had to be in that class, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning. The class started at 9:30, and I changed all my schedule in about 10 minutes. It took me 10 minutes to change everything in my agenda, and then we went off to see the foundation class, and it changed so much for me. Yeah, it was a big. It was such a big contribution, and. About the online class, we did CF training 2 weeks ago online, 5 days in a row, and I found it so much fun because you can see everybody and you can hear all the questions, and there was so much contribution by being so much energy online together in the whole class. So it changed my mind about taking an online class.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, cool. So join us if you want to, and if it would be a gift, and if you know somebody that this would be a gift to, I'll make sure this recording gets out on Facebook so you can just send them this, and they can have the information too and the energy. And just grateful for you guys. I'm grateful to get to facilitate these incredible tools that have totally changed my life. And so how does it get any better? I will see you guys. I'll see you guys. I'll either see you online or I'll see you in class. Bye for now.